Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon everyone. My name is Hazlin binti alias Elias Idris and I am a student from SAITO University College. This presentation is for the subject Strategic Management. Today, I will cover 6 main areas. First, I will introduce Proton and discuss its current strategic positioning in the automotive industry. Next, I will conduct an environmental analysis using key strategic tools such as PESTEL and Porter's 5 forces and discuss the strategic implication of this finding. Then, I will present a proposed strategic management model tailored specifically for Proton's unique challenges and opportunities. And finally, I will conclude with actionable recommendation for Proton's management to help the company to achieve its strategic objective and sustain growth in the competitive market. Alright, okay. Proton is a Malaysian national car maker and holds significant historical importance as a symbol of national pride and industrial development. However, Proton currently faces several challenges. Its market share has been declining due to intense competition from both local rivals like Produa and international automotive brands. Consumer preferences are shifting rapidly, especially with growing interest in electric vehicle or EVs and sustainability. Despite these challenges, Proton has a key opportunity through its strategic partnership with Geely, a global automotive player, and this partnership provides Proton with an access to advanced technology, especially in EV development, which is critical for the future competitiveness. Strategically, Proton aims to regain its market leadership position in Malaysia. Proton try to expand its EV portfolio to meet changing consumer demands and regulatory requirements and reposition its brand to emphasize innovation, sustainability, and quality, moving beyond its traditional image as just a national car. To guide its transformation, Proton has to set an ambitious but realistic strategic objective. First, to capture 35% of the Malaysian automotive market by 2028, which would represent a significant recovery and growth. Second, to ensure that 30% of its total vehicle sales come from electrical and hybrid vehicle by 2028, aligning with the global trends and government policies. Third, to transform its brand image to focus on innovation and sustainability, which will help attract environmentally conscious consumers and improve brand equity. Fourth, to reduce the production cost by 15% within 5 years, improving profitability and competitiveness. And finally, to expand export by 20%, targeting Asian countries and other emerging markets, thereby diversifying revenue streams and reducing dependence on the domestic market. Alright, to develop effective strategies, it is essential to understand the external environment in which Proton operates. I use 2 main analytical tools. First tool is PESTEL analysis, which examines political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factor affecting the business environment. And the second tool is Porter's 5 forces, which analyze the competitive forces within the industry to assess the attractiveness and profitability potential. And the purpose of this analysis is to identify an external opportunities and threats as well as internal strengths and weaknesses, which will inform our strategic recommendation and to help Proton to navigate the complex market landscape. All right, now we go to the slide of pestle analysis. The key findings from the pestle analysis include a political, economic, and social. For the political, the Malaysian government strongly supports the automotive industry through the National Automotive Policy or NAP, which encourage EV development and provide incentive. For the economic, Malaysia's growing middle class presents a larger customer base, but the market remains highly price sensitive, requiring Proton to balance affordability with innovation. And for the social, there is an increasing environmental awareness among consumers, driving demand for the cleaner, more sustainable vehicles such as EVs and hybrids. For the technological, the Proton will benefit from the access to Geely, advanced EV technology and R&D capabilities, which Proton can accelerate the product development and innovation. And for the environmental, the stricter emission regulation require Proton to innovate and comply, pushing the company towards the greener technologies. And last one is for legal. EV infrastructure regulation are evolve rapidly, requiring Proton to be agile and proactive to adapting new legal requirement and standards. All right, for the Porter's 5 process. Analyzing the competitive environment using Porter's 5 forces reveals supplier power, buyer power, competitive rivalry, threat of new entrants, and threat of substitute. Okay, supplier power. High, due to Proton reliance on Geely for technology and components. However, this partnership also brings benefit such as cost reduction and technology sharing. Buyer power. It's high, as consumers are well informed and demand high quality, innovation, and affordability. This puts a pressure on Proton to continuously improve its offering. Competitive rivalry. Intense with strong competition from Produa, from international brand and new entrants in the EV space. Threat of new entrants is low because the automotive industry requires a significant capital investment and regulatory compliance, which act as a barriers. Threat of substitute is moderate, with alternatives such as public transit, ride sharing, and other mobility solutions gaining popularity, especially in urban areas. Strategic implication. All right. From this analysis, several strategic implications emerge. Proton to operate in a highly competitive and a dynamic market that demands continuous innovation and cost efficiency. The strong influence of suppliers, especially Geely, means Proton must maintain a healthy and strategic partnership to leverage the technology and cost advantage. Consumers are empowered and price sensitive, so Proton must deliver value through quality, innovation, and affordability. Intense rivalry requires Proton to differentiate itself effectively to maintain and grow the market share. Emerging substitute and evolving consumer preferences necessitated agility and forward-looking strategies for the Proton. Barriers to the new entrants provide some protection but also require Proton to stay vigilant against the disruptive innovation. All right, to address the challenges and opportunities, I will propose adapting the strategy diamond framework specifically for Proton's context with a strong focus on its EV strategy. The strategy diamond consists of 5 key elements, such as arenas, where Proton will be complete, the vehicle, How Proton will getting there, differentiators, how Proton will win, staging and pacing, it's the speed and sequence of strategic move by the Proton, and economic logic, how Proton will generate returns, and this model provides a comprehensive and actionable approach to guide a Proton strategic decision and ensure alignment across all the dimensions. Proton's arenas is include product market, geographic focus, and value chain control. For the product markets, Proton aims to achieve 30% EV sales by 2028 while continuing to serve the ICE vehicle market, which currently accounts for 90% of its sales. This aligns with Malaysia's national automotive policy target of 40% EEV or EV production by 2030. Alright, Malaysia will remain the cash flow engine while Proton expand into the ASEAN region, which is projected to be a 12 billion EV market by 2030 and further into developing countries. Value chain control, Proton will focus on manufacturing at its Tanjung Malim plant, which has a capacity of 250,000 units, invest in R&D to adapt EVs for tropical climates, and enhance after-sales service to improve customer satisfaction. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Vehicles, the implementation pathway for Proton. Okay, to reach these arenas, Proton will leverage a partnership with Geely to reduce R&D costs by 60% and gain access to the Southeast Asia EV platform, accelerating product development. Proton also have to invest internally in R&D, targeting about 3% of revenue by 2026 and implement the Industry 4.0 automation technologies to increase manufacturing throughput by 20%. Expanding its market presence by opening 50 new dealerships across ASEAN by 2026 is a prioritizing key markets such as Thailand and Indonesia. Rebrand itself from a national car to a sustainable mobility innovator to a better align with evolving market expectation and consumer value. Proton competitive advantage will include a balanced product portfolio offering premium EVs alongside affordable ICE vehicles, targeting the Malaysia about 10,000 to 20,000 income segment, which represent a large customer base. Cost leadership achieved through a 15% manufacturing cost reduction by 2027, driven by economies of scale and Geely sourcing efficiencies. A strong commitment to sustainability and quality, aiming for a 30% reduction in carbon emission and a 50% reduction in warranty claims by 2028. Enhance customer experience through EV specific services and a net promoter score target of plus 40 by 2026, indicating the high customer satisfaction and loyalty. Okay, staging and pacing. The strategy will be implemented in three phases. First, short term, medium term, and long term. Okay, for the short term, for 1 to 2 years, Proton have to establish an environmental monitoring unit to track market and regulatory changes, launch the rebranding campaign, and develop the Geely EV platform. This piece leverage Malaysia EV import duty exemption, which are valid until 2025. For the medium term, about 3 to 5 years, they have to scale the EV production to achieve a 30% EV market share in Malaysia and expand the Asian dealership network. This pace will align with Malaysia targets of installing 10,000 EV chargers by 2025, supporting the EV adoption. Last one, for the long term, 5 years and above, they have to achieve at least 30% of EV sales overall, capture about 15% of the Asian market, and continuously optimize the product portfolio to meet evolving consumer needs. Value creation. Proton economic logic will focus on achieving cost efficiency through a 12% to 15% reduction in material costs via GLI sourcing and automation savings from Industry 4.0 implementation. Driving the revenue growth by increasing export sales to 25% by 2028, leveraging the premium pricing for EVs and expanding after-sales service. Growing brand equity by targeting a 40% at least increase in brand value by 2028, which will enhance the pricing power and customer loyalty. And mitigating risk through the real-time scanning of regulatory and competitive shifts, such as new entries by Chinese OEMs, will allow Proton to respond proactively. All right. In conclusion, the customized strategy diamond model offers a thorough and practical plan for Proton. It integrates a Proton arenas, vehicles, staging, differentiators, and economic logic to support the medium and long-term goals for Protons. This includes a scaling operation, diversifying product offerings, and establishing the regional market dominance while addressing immediate needs like boosting production capacity and launching the EVs model. By implementing this strategic framework with focus and discipline by the Proton, so that Proton can enhance its brand image, capitalize on EV market opportunity, and achieve sustainable growth. Ultimately, this approach demonstrates how a legacy automaker can successfully navigate industry disruption by aligning an internal capabilities with the external market dynamics and stakeholder expectation. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your time. Bye.